Hey YouTube, Island Homesteader here. Haven't done a tomato update in a while, so I thought I'd walk out here and show you around. You can see the tomatoes over here on the left side have grown over the top of the roof. So this is that Bonnie grape. This is probably, I don't know, a 9 or 10 foot tall tomato. I've been trimming most of the tops when they get up to the gutter, but these just need to get trimmed. I haven't got around to it yet, and they're making tons of tomatoes. I got tomatoes all over the place. Tomatoes haven't been doing real well, except for the last couple of weeks. They finally started coming on. So chocolate cherry, you can see I haven't got them all tied up. I ran eyes up there along the edge of the fascia and ran some twine down to the deck. I don't know if you can see that down there or not, and just use some Velcro bands and stuff to tie these things onto the strings. But this is that chocolate cherry. It's the first time I've ever grown this one. I'm liking this tomato. It's got a really good flavor, really juicy cherry tomato, one of the juiciest cherry tomatoes I've ever ate. Pretty good production. The yellow pear, it's up to the roof as well. Pretty good production. Pretty tasty tomato as well. So let's see, Lemon Boy. The big slicing tomatoes haven't been doing so much. I guess just like these cherries, they haven't been doing so well, but the temperatures are starting to cool down a little bit, and we are getting some rain, so things are starting to come on now. But there's a few. I mean, there's some on the plants, definitely. Black Krim over here. Not a whole lot of them so far this year, but let me tell you what, this is one of my favorite tomatoes now. First year I've grown them. Really good flavor. Really nice tomato. Really happy with it. Romas, remember one of mine didn't do so well. I've been kind to it and just kept it in the pot, although you can see it's going. So, but this one over here has been putting out some tomatoes. Been pretty busy. So, pink Brandywine. Now, like the Black Krim, I haven't got a whole lot of tomatoes, and these are looking pretty ugly. We've had a lot of rain in the last week and a half or so, and some kind of critter, I think, has been into that one. I have a real problem with the birds up here. I'm having to pick tomatoes just as they start to get a little bit of color and get them in the house and let them ripen on the windowsill. If not, the birds get into them. But this pink Brandywine, this is my new favorite tomato. This is just a delicious tomato. I've never grown a Brandywine before, and like I said, this is the pink one. But this thing is delicious. So you'll be seeing more of those next year. Parks Whopper. These are all the ones, the bucket in this one, but these are all those tomatoes. They were all in the compost and the Miracle-Gro mix. This thing is grown up out of the cage and back down again and falling over into the tomatoes beside of it, and I think it's gone, oh yeah, it's gone over the deck. I don't know how I'll pick tomatoes out there. That thing is 3 feet out over the deck. So anyway, let's see, these last 4 were big boys. So these last 4 here are big boys. They're all 6 feet tall, falling all over. Really got some nice tomatoes setting on them. So just waiting for these things to ripen. So anyway, there's a look at the tomatoes. Probably would call this a tomato jungle this year. So, but really happy with the way they've grown. Like I said, they're really starting to put out some tomatoes. I mean, you can see this Bonnie grape over here has grown down to the deck and curled around, and it's just crazy. So next year I'm gonna put some kind of a frame up over top this row so I can trellis them up too, tie them up on strings like I did these over here. So anyway, quick look at the tomatoes. Finally starting to enjoy some. Been eating cherry tomatoes all summer, but the big slicing tomatoes haven't been doing much, so I'm glad to see those. I've been really enjoying some tomato sandwiches, and looking forward to. We get tomatoes sometimes depending on the weather. As long as we don't get a hurricane and come through here and wipe me out. I mean, I've ate tomatoes into October, sometimes even into November, depending on how warm the weather is. So be curious to see how long I can keep these things going this year. Alright, talk to you guys later. I just thought I'd take a quick second to show you the last few days harvest anyway. As I said, I pick them a little when they're a little green. This is the pink Brandywine. When they're just starting to get some color, I have to pick them to keep the birds away from them. So pink Brandywine, big boy, lots of aromas. These are all, all these aromas are off that one plant. That Black Krim, really good tomato. If you haven't grown any of these heirloom tomatoes before, these Black Krims are really good. And the pink Brandywine is really good. But anyway, combination of cherries, yellow pears, chocolate cherry, the Bonnie grapes, they're all doing really good. So just a quick look at the harvest from the last few days.